if I told you that some of the greatest rock songs ever written never made it to the radio? When you saw this title, you probably wondered which hidden gems from 1968 could possibly compete with classics like Hey Jude or Born to Be Wild. You might be asking yourself if these songs are actually good enough to be hits, or why they were overlooked in the first place. Here's the truth. 1968 was absolutely packed with incredible music, and while everyone remembers the big names, there were dozens of bands creating revolutionary sounds that somehow slipped through the cracks. Today, I'm taking you on a journey through 10 phenomenal tracks that deserved to dominate the airwaves, but instead became the best-kept secrets of rock history. Song 1, Journey to the Center of the Mind by the Amboy Dukes.
When I look up to the sky, I see your eyes, a funny kind of yellow.
Ted Nugent, before he became the Motor City Madman, was crafting psychedelic masterpieces that predicted heavy rock's future. Journey to the Center of the Mind combines fuzzy guitar work with trippy lyrics about expanding consciousness, creating a sound that bridges the gap between psychedelia and hard rock. The song's driving rhythm section and Nugent's early experimentation with distortion created something that felt both of its time and ahead of its time. What makes this track so remarkable is how it managed to be heavy without sacrificing the dreamy, otherworldly quality that defined 1968's best psychedelic music. Yet it never achieved the recognition it deserved outside of Detroit's rock scene. Song 2, I Had Too Much to Dream, Last Night by the Electric Prunes.
Your eyes were filled with love the way they used to be.
This is what happens when garage rock meets studio wizardry, and the results are absolutely mesmerizing. The Electric Prunes created a sonic landscape that feels like walking through a fever dream, with backwards guitar effects and tremolo-drenched vocals that create an atmosphere of beautiful unease. The song's combination of raw garage energy with sophisticated studio techniques made it a perfect example of how 1968's bands were pushing beyond simple three-chord progressions into genuinely experimental territory. The track's hypnotic quality and innovative use of effects pedals influenced countless bands that came after, yet it remained largely unknown outside of the most dedicated rock circles. Song 3, Midnight Confessions by the Grassroots.
Your soft emotion, babe, brings out a need in me that no one can hear except.
Before soft rock took over the airwaves, the Grassroots were creating perfectly crafted pop rock that had serious emotional depth beneath its polished surface. Midnight Confessions captures that late-night feeling of vulnerability and longing with a melody that burrows into your brain and stays there for days. The song's arrangement builds slowly, adding layers of harmony and instrumentation that create a wall of sound without overwhelming the intimate nature of the lyrics. What's fascinating is how the band managed to make something so personal feel universal, creating a template for introspective rock that wouldn't be fully explored until years later. Song 4, Pictures of Matchstick Men by Status Quo.
When I look up to the sky, I see your eyes, a funny kind of yellow.
Long before Status Quo became synonymous with denim and boogie rock, they crafted one of 1968's most hypnotic psychedelic gems. This track opens with a guitar riff that sounds like it's floating through a kaleidoscope, creating an otherworldly atmosphere that was light years ahead of its time. Francis Rossi's ethereal vocals drift over an arrangement that combines folk rock sensibilities with experimental studio techniques, resulting in something that feels both ancient and futuristic. The song's dreamlike quality and innovative use of effects predicted the ambient rock movement by decades. Yet it barely scratched the surface of commercial success outside the UK. Song 5, Season of the More Electric. Donovan proved that acoustic-based music could be just as mind-expanding and revolutionary. Season of the Witch creates a hypnotic groove built around a simple but irresistible riff, with Donovan's whispered vocals adding an element of mysticism that perfectly captured 1968's fascination with alternative spirituality. The song's combination of folk instrumentation with rock rhythms created something entirely new, while the lyrics painted vivid pictures of transformation and magic. What makes this track so compelling is how it manages to be both a perfect snapshot of its era and something that transcends any particular time period. Song 6, Fire by the Crazy World of Arthur Brown.
You fought hard and you saved and earned.
Arthur Brown's theatrical approach to rock music was so ahead of its time that the music industry didn't know what to do with it. Fire combines operatic vocals with driving rock instrumentation and stage theatrics that predicted everything from glam rock to heavy metal's visual excess. Brown's voice soars over an arrangement that builds from mysterious beginnings to explosive climaxes, creating something that was part rock song, part performance art. The track's combination of musical innovation with visual spectacle created a template for rock as total sensory experience. Yet it was largely dismissed as a novelty rather than recognized as the groundbreaking art it truly was. Song 7, Time Has Come Today, by the Chambers Brothers.
They think we don't listen anyway. Time has come today.
This is social consciousness wrapped in a groove so infectious, it's impossible to resist. Yet it somehow never received the massive recognition it deserved. The Chambers Brothers took gospel music's spiritual intensity and combined it with rock's rebellious energy to create something that spoke directly to 1968's revolutionary atmosphere. The song's central message about social change resonated perfectly with the era's tumultuous spirit, while the extended instrumental sections allowed the band to showcase their incredible musicianship. What makes this track so powerful is how it manages to be both a call to action and a celebration, proving that protest music could make you move while it changed your perspective. Song 8, Pusher Man, by Curtis Mayfield.
Gotta be mellow now. Push a man, get mellow.
Curtis Mayfield was creating socially conscious rock that was years ahead of its time, addressing urban realities with a musical sophistication that mainstream rock wouldn't match for years. Pusherman combines funk rhythms with rock attitude and lyrics that painted unflinching pictures of street life, creating something that was both musically innovative and socially important. The song's groove is absolutely irresistible, but the lyrics force listeners to confront uncomfortable truths about American society. Mayfield's ability to combine entertainment with education created a model for conscious rock music that influenced everyone from Marvin Gaye to contemporary hip-hop. Yet it never received the widespread recognition it deserved. Song 9, The Letter, by Joe Cocker.
Time to take no fast trick. Girl, the lonely days are gone.
While the Box Tops made the song famous, Joe Cocker's version transforms it into something completely different and arguably more powerful. Cocker's gravelly voice and passionate delivery turned what was originally a straightforward pop song into an emotional tour de force that showcases his incredible vocal range and interpretive skills. The arrangement emphasizes the song's underlying blues influences while adding rock energy that makes every word feel urgent and necessary. This version demonstrates how a great interpreter can take familiar material and reveal hidden depths that the original version never explored, yet it remained overshadowed by the more commercially successful Box Tops version. Song 10, White Room, by Cream Cream's.
In a white room with black curtains near the station.
White Room represents the perfect fusion of blues, rock, and psychedelia that defined 1968's most innovative music. Eric Clapton's guitar work creates landscapes of sound that range from delicate and introspective to powerful and overwhelming, while Jack Bruce's vocals and bass lines add emotional depth that elevates the entire composition. The song's structure allows for both tight ensemble playing and individual expression, creating something that showcases each member's talents while serving the overall musical vision. What makes this track so remarkable is how it manages to be both a perfect example of late 60s rock innovation and something that sounds fresh and relevant today, yet it took years to receive proper recognition as one of the era's masterpieces. These 10 tracks prove that 1968 was even more musically revolutionary than we remember, filled with artists who were pushing boundaries and creating sounds that were years ahead of their time. Each of these songs represents a different approach to expanding rock music's possibilities, yet somehow the music industry and radio programmers weren't ready for their innovation. The real tragedy isn't just that these songs didn't become massive hits, it's that their influence was delayed, causing rock music's evolution to take longer paths than it needed to. If this journey through 1968's hidden treasures opened your ears to something new, don't let it end here. Subscribe and hit that notification bell, because next week we're diving into 1969's most overlooked masterpieces. And trust me, you won't believe what almost got buried by history. Share this video with every music lover you know, because these songs deserve to finally get their moment in the spotlight. Which of these 10 tracks hit you the hardest? Drop a comment below, and let's start the conversation these songs should have sparked over 50 years ago.